Hi, I'm Katie, for those that don't know. So I've just been inspired by seeing people slouching or walking in a sort of a hunchback position. So these stretches and openings are designed to open the front line of your body. So for example, this is shortening this front line, extending the back line. So we're starting to extend the front line as well, so that your shoulders as well can sit broad, so they're not also shortening the front of the pecs. So we're going to open the front of the pecs as well. For these exercises, you're going to need something to sit on. So for me, it's a bolster. It can be blocks for you, and the chair behind you. So we can start very simply. The chair is pretty close to you, and you're going to push down with the chair to create the lift up from the bottom of your floating ribs to your collarbones and armpit space. So this line extends, expands. As you inhale, breathe in, particularly at the end of the inhale, breathe in a little bit more into the top chest. Feel these top ribs lifting up into the skin here, so this skin starts to go more taut, as opposed to here when it's not really stretching, lengthening. So pushing down, keep the shoulders broad, so you can squeeze your elbows into the chair legs to help. These are your acromion bones here, so we want to make them as broad as you can. Also feel like the shoulder blades are broadening. Good, so you can take a few breaths here. Inhale, breathe into the top of the chest. At the end of the exhale, maybe pull the stomach in a bit more to create that more lift and length as the organs lift up to support the lift of the diaphragm. Inhale, push down, lengthen through the sides. Again, feel that broadness, collarbones broad. Aliveness in the top of the chest, and then at the end of the exhale, organs lifting up, maybe pelvic floor lifting up as the diaphragm lifts. Good. And then the next one, your chair might need to be a little bit further back behind you. Just be careful it doesn't fall into something maybe behind you. Well, for me, it's a pull. So your palms are going to be facing down. I'm going to scoot forwards a little bit here. And then you're going to push down strongly with the hands. Again, come back to that broadness in the shoulders. Push down for 4, push down with your hands, 3, 2, the back of the glutes down, 1, and then relax. And now try to lift your hands off the chair. So for 5, they may not lift, mine aren't lifting. 4, if I'm trying to do the action, 3, 2, keep lifting, 1, relax. I'm going to scoot forwards a little bit more because I could feel beginning to arch in that position to get my hands on the chair, as opposed to keeping fullness at the back of the diaphragm. On this one, the backs of the hands will be on the chair. Palms up, again, shoulders broad. Scoot back a little bit so I'm not arching forwards. And then actively push the fingers down for 5, 4, maybe just a bit more, 3, push down, little fingers down as well, 2, 1, relax, try to lift your hands away from the chair, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, nice, and then release. It may be hard work. My hair is actually wet, so that's why it looks like I'm sweating a lot, but it's actually just my hair naturally drying off. Okay, so on this one, you're going to scoot back a little bit to the chair. So now the chair is pretty much around the xiphoid cartilage. With this height of the chair, it's a little bit higher. That's okay. And then you're going to support your head as you go back. So if I wasn't on this bolster, it would be even higher up on my back. So I could even ideally put blocks underneath this to put it in a different position, maybe slightly lower, but for now this is fine. Supporting the head, scooting back a little bit. Okay, my head is on the chair. If it's not, you can use blocks in the chair or just keep holding onto your head. So you're just not letting it dangle in space. And then my hands can come down the sides of the legs of the chair, squeezing the elbows in. Again, I come back to this inhale, breathing into the top of the chest. Elbows in, exhale, stomach pulls in. Try not to let the elbows veer out. As soon as I start to work the elbows in towards each other, elbows facing up to the ceiling, I feel it in my upper back. Good, and then gently support the head. You can stay there longer if you want to come up more. So as soon as I did that, then I really felt it more on the right side, because my right side of my upper back is tighter than my left. So it's a really nice position to tune into what's going on. The last one may look a bit jazzy. It might be a bit awkward for me to come out of it where we are, but I'm going to show you anyway, so you can have someone nearby if you've never done this one before. I don't want you to suddenly feel like you're stuck. Okay, so I've got a chair. I can bring my legs around the outside, so that makes it easier for me. I scoot, I bring my hands onto the bolster, and I start to scoot back. So the bolster is supporting my neck and my shoulder blades. From here, I can just rest my sit bones on the chair, straightening the legs, relaxing the throat. Again, come back to the same breathing techniques. At the end of the inhale, you breathe a little bit more into the top chest. As you exhale, relax your abdomen more. What I really like to do in this one is to change the feet position, so you can do butterfly pose. I find on the exhale, this is really lovely for just letting the abdomen soften back and creating this length in the waist. Or you can do cross-legged. For those who have full lotus, you can do full lotus. The chair as well is also lengthening my tailbone, so it feels that nice extension in the lower back. Good. And remember, if you do cross-legged, my right leg's on top there, I'm going to swap the leg that's on top. Remember, it doesn't need to be full lotus, it can just be cross-legged, letting the hips relax. And again, it's just tune into where you feel it. I feel like this lengthening action in the abdomen, the trunk of the body. Another reason I really like this is because I don't have ropes where I am now. So hanging, so that I can just hang to get this length in the chest and the trunk. So this also is like, it's a similar feeling to that. But also I feel it even more, particularly in the cross-legged position, in the opening in the front of the hips. So yeah. And then to come out, this is where my space is going to be interesting. So your feet come onto the chair, and you can gently scoot yourself back. Hold on to the chair for stability. Boop. The chair doesn't go in the pool. I'm fine. And then just because of space, I'm going to stay here. I would even suggest scooting back more if you don't have a wall behind you, so your hips are resting. I'm going to lift up to bring the hip bolster forward so now you can see. So my hips are again resting on the chair. You can push the chair out the way, which I'm not, it's a bit heavy. So again, you can just cross your legs. Your knees will probably be on the floor here or just resting. Ideally, I'd scoot back a bit more, so it's more just underneath the sit bones, the glutes. But yeah, and then it should be easy eventually to bring both feet to the floor. Maybe I could, no, the chair's really stuck. So for example, both feet on the floor, lift your hips into bridge, move the bolster out the way. At the end, good, and then you can just roll to one side and coming up. So I hope that helps with this whole lengthening action in the front line of the body. And just also now feel when you're walking, when you're moving, how you've got more space in this chest. And also, as well as feeling the resonance of what we did now, when you walk, also make it sort of add something in when you walk. So feel the broadness in your acromion bones, like the collarbones as broad as you can, like smiling collarbones, throat areas soft, this lengthening action in the waist. Okay, any questions, just let me know.